Discover the amazing Vienna. February 4, 2022 is the brightest planet in the sky. Venus has been known to astronomers since ancient times. In this article, we will tell you everything you need to know about this planet, from the history of its discovery to the color of the surface. In addition, you can test your knowledge of Venus with our fun quiz. Who discovered Venus? The exact date of the discovery of Venus is unknown, since this bright planet can be easily seen with the naked eye. Astronomers around the world have observed it since time immemorial. So we don't know for sure who discovered Venus. However, Nicholas Copernicus and Galileo Galilei are credited with classifying Venus as a planet. The latter made the first accurate observation of Venus in 1610. Using a telescope, Galileo discovered the phases of Venus, similar to the Moon. This discovery confirmed the Copernican theory, according to which the planets revolve around the Sun, and not vice versa. How big is Venus? Which is bigger, Venus or Earth? Venus is slightly smaller than Earth. The diameter of the second closest planet to the Sun is 12,104 kilometers. In addition, the mass of Venus is about 81% of the mass of our planet. Orbit and rotation of Venus. How long is a day on Venus? The rotation of Venus around its axis is very slow. The planet takes about 243 Earth days to complete one revolution. How long is a year on Venus? Paradoxically, one Venusian day is longer than one Venusian year, since Venus completes an orbit around the Sun in 225 Earth days. How far is Venus? What is the distance from Venus to the Sun? Venus is the second farthest planet from the Sun. The distance from it to our star is approximately 70% of the distance from the Earth to the Sun. Venus has the lowest orbital eccentricity among the planets of the solar system, so the difference between the minimum, 107.4 million kilometers, and maximum, 108.9 million kilometers distance from it to the Sun is small. On average, Venus is at a distance of 108.2 million kilometers from the Sun. What is the distance from Venus to Earth? Venus is the closest planet to Earth, although the distance between them is constantly changing as they move in elliptical orbits around the Sun. Once every 584 days, Venus approaches the Earth as close as possible, and at this moment the distance between them can be about 40 million km. How long is the flight to Venus? The Mariner 2 spacecraft, sent by NASA to Venus in 1962, and Venera 7, launched in the Soviet Union in 1970, reached the planet in less than 4 months. Missions to Venus. Because thick clouds obscure the surface of Venus, for a long time people believed that it was similar to Earth. This planet close to us has always interested scientists and astronomers. More than 40 spacecraft have explored Venus. Due to its proximity to Earth, Venus will always remain an object of study and a destination for space missions. What is Venus made of? Unfortunately, there is little information about the internal structure of Venus. Formation of Venus. Venus formed at the same time as the rest of the planets in the solar system. About 4.5 billion years ago, a giant cloud of interstellar gas and dust collapsed under its own gravity to form a protoplanetary disk. Venus and other stone planets formed in the inner part of this disk, and the gas giant planets in the outer. Structure of Venus. Due to the similarity in size and mass of Venus and the Earth, scientists believe that the planets have a similar internal structure. Presumably, Venus has a crust, a mantle, and a liquid core. It is possible that the core is solid, or it does not exist at all. Atmosphere of Venus. The discovery of the gaseous atmosphere of Venus belongs to the Russian scientist Mikhail Lomonosov. Observing the passage of Venus across the solar disk in 1761, Lomonosov noticed a ring of light around the planet's disk. He suggested that this phenomenon could be caused by the refraction of the sun's rays in the dense atmosphere of Venus. Later studies confirmed the correctness of this assumption. The atmosphere of Venus is 96.5% carbon dioxide and 3.5% nitrogen and other gases. Thick clouds of sulfuric acid and water vapor cover the surface of the planet and reflect about 70% of the sunlight that reaches Venus. This is why this planet is so bright. When is Venus visible? Since Venus is closer to the Sun than the Earth, most of the time, sunlight outshines the planet. However, during certain periods, Venus is visible to terrestrial observers. The best time to observe Venus is when it is at its greatest elongation, or, in other words, at its furthest distance from the Sun as seen from Earth. The greatest elongation of Venus occurs approximately every 9 months. The greatest western elongation is also called the morning elongation, since during this period Venus shines brightly in the pre-dawn sky, hence the name morning star. Conversely, the greatest eastern elongation is called evening, since Venus appears in the sky after sunset. Upcoming events. February 9th, Venus at its brightest. On February 9th, 2022, Venus will reach its maximum brightness in 2022, shining at magnitude -4.6. Do not miss your chance. The next time the planet will become so bright only in July 2023. On any cloudless February night, look for Venus low in the sky before dawn. It will retain its brightness until the beginning of March and then begin to fade little by little. But already on March 20th, 2022, Venus will reach its greatest distance from the Sun in the sky. This is the best time to observe the planet, since sunlight will not interfere with you. February 13th, Venus-Mars conjunction. On February 13th, 2022, at 5:38 Moscow time, the dazzling Venus and Mars will conjunct. The planets will be located quite far from each other. The angular distance between them will be 6 degrees 34. Venus, which has only recently reached its maximum brightness, will shine with an apparent magnitude of -4.6, while the darker map will have a magnitude of 1.3. Start looking for planets a couple of hours before sunrise. They will be low in the sky in the constellation Sagittarius. Venus and Mars will be too far apart for the lens of a telescope or binoculars, so this conjunction will only be visible to the naked eye. February 27th, Moon-Venus conjunction. On February 27th, 2022, at 9:30 Moscow time, 6:30 GMT, a spectacular conjunction of the Moon, apparent magnitude -10.7, and Venus, -4.6, will take place. A thin, only 13% illuminated lunar disk will pass 8 degrees 44 south of the brightest planet in the sky. Look for them in the constellation Sagittarius. Objects will be visible before dawn. In the northern hemisphere, Venus appears first in the sky, then, just before dawn, the Moon rises. In the southern hemisphere, observing conditions will be better. Their objects will become visible earlier, around 4 a.m. local time, so observers will have more time before dawn. FAQ. How many satellites does Venus have? In fact, Venus has no natural satellites at all. Venus and Mercury are the only planets in the solar system that do not have them. Scientists suggest that Venus once had a satellite formed as a result of a collision. According to one theory, the cause of its destruction was another collision. What is the temperature on Venus? The dense atmosphere of Venus traps heat, which is why the surface temperature of the planet is about 470 degrees Celsius. Thus, the surface temperature of Venus is higher than the surface temperature of Mercury, the closest planet to the Sun. What color is Venus? Venus appears to us as white and yellow interspersed with red and brown. This color is given to it by a dense atmosphere of carbon dioxide and a cloud of sulfuric acid. Why is Venus a morning star? Interestingly, ancient astronomers took Venus for two different celestial objects, the morning star and the evening star. The ancient Greeks called them Phosphorus and Hesperus, while the ancient Romans called them Lucifer and Vesper, respectively. Let's turn to history to find out more interesting facts about Venus. We hope you enjoyed this article and learned something new about Venus through it. Share the article with your friends on social networks and let us know if you want to know more about other celestial objects. You can also watch our educational cartoon about Venus.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this Space channel.